Ladies and gentlemen, I was here as a support to the chief. Our deputies were here as supports to the chief. Clearly and unequivocally, as a law enforcement community, we want to say first and foremost that the death of George in Minneapolis at the hands of that police officer was outrageous. Had that police officer done here what he did there, he would have been locked up in the county jail by sundown. But Minneapolis is not Polk County. Atlanta's not Polk County. Los Angeles is not Polk County. And I want to say unequivocally that the community here has been absolutely, totally wonderful. The protest at Munn Park is a good thing. People have the right to express themselves, and we expect them to do that in a peaceful manner. But please understand, let there be no misunderstanding at all, that if you come here to riot, to loot, to injure people, we're going to lock you up in the county jail before quick. And it's not one agency or the other, but it's all of us working together. Now, I want to show you the picture that I brought today. This is an organized rioter. This person did not come to Lakeland yesterday to exercise his First Amendment rights. If you notice and pay close attention, this guy has a professional mask on, professional clothes that are clearly designed to seal out pepper spray or any chemical agents. This person was here to create problems. Our local police officers and deputies said, we noticed cars with out-of-county and out-of-state plates. We saw that the antagonists that were at Florida and the Boulevard, the ones that were generating the energy, were not our local folks. They came here to do nothing but create problems. Well, the difference is we're not going to accept that in this community. I want to show you this picture. You see the guy standing on top of the car? This red car supposedly bumped into or hit a protester standing in the middle of the road. We still don't know who that protester is. The city police have said over and over and over, if you were the victim, if you were hit, come forward and we'll investigate. There is no victim. But the man standing on the top of this car with the window smashed in is not a protester. He's a rioter. That's evil, and it's criminal, and it's wrong. Even if the person in the vehicle intentionally struck the victim, you still don't respond with this kind of conduct. But at the end of the day, there's not even a victim of this alleged person that was hit by the red car, which apparently was caught up and may very well have been fearful for their life and was simply trying to get out of the way. But we don't know that because we don't have the other side of the story from that particular victim. Come forward and we'll investigate. But this is unacceptable and will not have it. In addition to Lakeland last night, there was information that we were going to come under attack at Posner Park in the area of I-4 and 27 at about 8 p.m. Well, as you can very well understand, that we had resources there and a very few cars showed up. When they showed up, we were there first. And we stopped that few cars. We made one arrest. Several cars fled. The Highway Patrol did a marvelous job, absolute marvelous job, and they chased down and arrested a few more. But the message is clear. You come here to peaceably assemble and protest, we're going to make sure that we protect your constitutional right to do that, and we encourage it. But for those that want to come in stealthily among those wonderful people who were simply making their position known. The ones that tried to infiltrate, we're going to hunt you down and lock you up if you engage in any criminal conduct. Now, before I turn it over to two of our community folks that I have known, if you look at this community and you said, of Lakeland, you say, who is responsible for leaving it better than they found it when they came? It's certainly Reverend Arthur Johnson and Don Brown. But before I have them speak, let me tell you that under the power of the sheriff, we are going to extend the curfew one more night. We'll begin at 8 p.m. this evening, and it will last until 5 in the morning. The reason for that is clear. We've had criminal conduct afoot. We've had citizens injured. We've had windows broken. And we've had other attempts at assaulting law enforcement officers and assaulting buildings that we repelled. And there are curfews in other communities, and certainly we don't want to create a vacuum for people to come here when there's a curfew in another area. I've spoken with the mayor of Lakeland and the chairman of the Board of County Commissioners and shared with them that under the authority of the sheriff, the constitutional authority of the sheriff, that I would extend still one more night that curfew. Make no misunderstanding. If you're coming home from work or you're trying to get to work or you need to go to the hospital, this curfew is not for you. It's for those lawless people that would wreak havoc in the communities. We've also received information on social media. Now, first and foremost, I don't accept or on face value anything in social media. But we have received information in social media that some of the criminals were going to take their criminal conduct into the neighborhoods. I would tell them, if you value your life, you probably shouldn't do that in Polk County, because the people of Polk County like guns. They have guns. I encourage them to own guns, and they're going to be in their homes tonight with their guns loaded. And if you try to break into their homes to steal, to set fires, I'm highly recommending they blow you back out of the house with their guns. So leave the community alone. And we'll do our best to support the community. But ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake about it. All of that ugliness has taken away from what we're united about. We're united about the conduct that you saw with George, where his life was taken with a knee to the neck, is horrific, and there's not enough words to explain that. Let's keep the focus on that. Let's keep the focus on him as a victim, and on our need to not only be accountable as professional law enforcement agencies across this country, but for the community to also help us be accountable.